Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB, hour number 2, live from the Raising Cane's studio. All right, let's get into it. Alondra's about to shine. I'll tell you why.
Y'all are like really hyping me up on this.
I kind of want unhinge Alondra, but I also want her to be careful because we really love having Alondra here. So, okay, so because we're the last show, I think
It
It happened about noon yesterday.
I think it broke right during Hunt show, if I'm not mistaken. So, it oftentimes happens to us where we're the last show that gets to react to anything being the morning show. But 3 media outlets are now suing LSU Athletics in a case centered around access to public records. The outlets, including local Louisiana media organizations, say LSU has not fully complied with public records requests related to the athletic department. Under Louisiana's public records law, documents produced by a public university are generally considered public unless they fall under a specific exemption. So, according to the lawsuit, the media organizations argue LSU either failed to provide requested records or took too long responding to requests tied to athletics and their operations. They are asking the court to order LSU to release the records and potentially cover legal costs. So from LSU's side, universities often argue that certain documents can be withheld if they involve things like personal matters, private information, or ongoing internal reviews. Schools also sometimes claim certain communications fall under legal privilege. This is something we've seen pop up around college athletics nationally as departments handle NIL, contracts, and internal investigations. As more money and attention flow through athletic departments, media outlets are increasingly using public record laws to try to understand how these programs operate. So the case will ultimately come down to a judge deciding whether the requested documents fall under Louisiana's public records requirements and whether LSU properly followed the law when responding. All right, so Taylor, Alondra, as soon as we brought this up and we were going to talk about it, I know both of y'all have an opinion on it, and me and Matt are diving into it as well with y'all. So kind of from y'all's perspective, when y'all saw this come across the wire around noon, maybe some initial thoughts.
I think my initial thoughts were, what is like the actual motive behind you doing this? Mm-hmm. Like, I know that you don't actually care if bottom line is, if there are taxpayer dollars that are going to LSU athletics, it is very minimal. Like LSU, we talked about this during when Jeff Landry started being like, I'm worried about taxpayers. I'm trying to make sure we're not paying for buyouts, like blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like we all know LSU is generally self-funded through TV money, through donors, through everything, right? So it's just very much feels like she has like Piper, Chris Nakamoto, and Todd Horn all have an agenda that they're trying to do. To me, that's how it feels, because their lawyer said it themselves, like, why are you going after LSU? Because they're the biggest show in town. Yeah. People in Louisiana love LSU. I was talking to Matt this morning, like, Matt and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for LSU. There's no reason for me to move to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, other than Louisiana State University and the athletic program that they have there, football, baseball. People care about that. So now you're over here suing LSU for public records to try to find out if taxpayer money is paying student athletes. To be honest, I don't care if my tax dollars are paying student athletes because it's really not doing anything else for the state. Like, my tax dollars don't seem to be going anywhere else. So if it's going to go to the athletic department, sure, something that actually benefits Louisiana, I'm with it. Like, actually brings in money to the state.
Excitement,
okay,
money,
sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, the economical impact of LSU.
Athletics. This town runs on LSU athletics.
Yes. So why are you trying to attack the one thing that people love in this, like, not just the city, but like the state of Louisiana? LSU is like the one, it's the flagship university.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to sue it because they're the biggest show in town in the name of like transparency is what you're trying to say.
That tells me that you don't care that it's happening.
Right.
You just care that LSU's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't care if Louisiana Tech's doing it.
No,
you
they're
don't
not
care
suing
if
anybody else.
Tulane's doing it.
Yeah.
Nice, whoever.
And she says that she hopes that this, like, if LSU, that the lawsuit encourages all the other schools to do it. But like, if you don't sue the other schools, I doubt that any other school is going to like just voluntarily offer up how much they're paying student athletes. Because why would you? Why would you tell other schools how much you're paying student athletes? Why would you tell other schools how much money you're spending on recruitment?
Right.
Like, it just makes zero sense to me. And like, if you, it doesn't make it. It makes me so mad. Like, when it's framed through a political lens, like, it's just so hard for me to take you seriously. And I highly doubt that any taxpayer money is actually going toward paying student athletes. And guess what? Student athletes are not employees of the school. So it doesn't matter to us. Like, why do I care how much they're making? And like, somebody brought up a great point. What about TOPS? Like, TOPS is taxpayer funded and students get that money. So let me find out how much regular students are making off of my taxpayer money with TOPS.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes no sense to me.
If you're going to dive in, why only keep it at athletics?
Right.
Keep it into every student.
Yes.
Anyone that went to journalism school knows that the people that go to journalism school, by and large, have this holier-than-thou mentality of, I have to be the one to inform the public. When
it's so self-righteous.
Most of the time, the public doesn't really care. And like, my question has always been, like, what are you actually asking? Remember last year, and look, I wanted to be fully fair. I got this straight from Louisiana Illuminator. Piper Hutchinson wrote this article and really kind of contradicted herself here. The landmark settlement, remember last June, where you were allowed to pay athletes. Mm-hmm. We all know it's $20.5 million.
Right.
I could have the numbers wrong a little bit, but I believe it's 15% of that money to football.
You kind of decide what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
But
for each institution.
It's kind of like 15% football, 5% men's basketball, 5% women's. Whatever's left is distributed around the rest of them. It's like, we already know that. And in her article, she says, LSU's system, $1.2 billion budget for last fiscal year. More than 800 of it comes from self-generated revenue. Sure, there is a little bit of outside funding, but like to Alondra's point, like people aren't going to care where the tax dollars goes. And like I asked Matt earlier before the show started, like if Louisiana all of a sudden came out and said, hey, we are tripling your tax dollars, you're going to have to pay way more than normal to pay this, maybe I would have an issue. But as of right now, all I know is I pay X amount of taxes and I have no idea where it goes. And honestly, whether it goes to LSU or elsewhere, I don't really care where it goes. All I know is that I have to pay this amount. And in the article, she said, because LSU came out and said, you know, it's a competitive disadvantage if this gets out and everything. She writes in this article, you know, in the past, LSU has provided how much it pays to its vendors and employees, including President Wade Rouse and head football coach Lane Kiffin, without claiming it's detrimental to the university. The argument we have had all year long, offseason after offseason since NIL started, which they're not going after NIL. It's only the rev share. Because NIL is privately funded anyways. Right. All the argument we have had is you cannot consider these athletes employees. So if they're not employees, they're not releasing what they make, like a Lane Kiffin who's an employee, like a Wade Rouse who's an employee. Like that would be like, hey, that student that works part-time at the Smoothie King or whatever it is in the student union, I want to know how much they make per hour. You're not privy to that information.
Right.
You have no right to that information. So I guess my question would be, if we know how much money is allocated to athletes, we have no idea how much goes to the students, and you don't really have a right to know how much goes to the students, why do you care?
Literally, why do you care?
If the point of this is to ruffle feathers and gain exposure, well, then bravo,
is.
because you've accomplished
That's exactly
that
what
mission.
it is.
Like,
The biggest show in town.
I hate to be.
That's bad wording by him.
I hate
Really
to
bad,
be.
'cause
he
just
told on
exposed-
himself. He told
himself.
on
Yeah.
himself.
I hate to be this guy, but we have heard of Piper Hutchinson twice. Once when she came out and tried to attack LSU when they were in the process of hiring Burge. Remember, they brought in Wade Rouse. It was the whole Scott Woodward ouster.
Yeah.
She came after LSU for that. She's coming after LSU for this.
She went after Burge hard.
I promise the average person in the state of Louisiana did not know who Piper Hutchinson is. You're just using LSU for clout at this point. It just, I think a lot of people just kind of see through this.
Transparency is fine, but not like the
think we
way
can
that
all
you're
agree
going
that,
about
yeah.
this is like definitely shady. You definitely have
Yes.
an agenda. You have a motive behind
Right.
it. You don't really care about the transparency or not.
I'm gonna be real honest, and Alondra and Taylor, you both kind of talked about it. LSU athletics and what it brings to the area, and if there is some tax dollars, like because of how bad you've been in other things, I wouldn't care,
Right.
Because that brings good, that brings dollars,
Yeah.
that brings people staying here. We can go to health outcomes, right? High rates of heart disease and high smoking rates in Louisiana, and no preventable care that they do to try to fix those things. Education performance, where Louisiana is at. It's dead last in almost everything. The poverty in our state, the infrastructure maintenance in our state, that is so piss poor.
Yeah.
It is so bad. Nothing ever gets fixed. If it does get fixed, it takes 7 times to do it, and it takes 7 years to get it done, right? I mean, like on 190, my entire college career, there was construction on it. It ain't that long of a road. Like things like that continue to happen, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to attack that, we don't use our tax dollars for anything that's good. To Taylor's point, we don't know where the hell it goes.
Right.
You don't know where any of your tax, and somebody in the chat's like, Taylor, you should care where your tax dollars go.
We
Look,
don't know.
My point is always,
because it ain't to fix something.
I'm
It ain't
going
to make anything
right.
better here.
I'm going to have to pay this money regardless.
Anyways, right.
If my money goes up and less comes into my pocket, then I care. But as long as everything stays the same across the board, I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't really have any control over it.
Yeah. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, so we all live in Louisiana and love Louisiana because of what? The people.
Yeah.
The culture. Like, it's not necessarily because we have the greatest roads or the buildings and the state budget is perfect. No, it's because of the culture and what Louisiana means to everybody. It means something inside of you. And part of that, for most people, at least not all people, has to do with some sort of athletics. It's the ultimate glue. It brings people together always. So, like, I even hate talking about this to give these people the time of day.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I'm with you on that.
We all know, like, the type of person or persons that would do something like this and what the
Self-righteous.
motive is.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, we all want transparency and everything. We would love to know where our tax dollars go. But, like, if you're attacking something for a very one-sided political reason, whether it's to gain clout, whatever it is, all the people doing it stand to gain something by getting their name out there, whether it's good or bad, right? But yes, we could all stand up for the transparency, blah, blah, blah. But if for whatever reason you want to do some smoking, try to find some smoking gun, gotcha journalism,
Yes,
gotcha
that's what it is.
legislation, whatever it is, and that's what it is, to maybe find something, because we know that LSU Athletic is mostly just self-funded. If there is some sort of accounting, whatever it is, the economical benefit of LSU, that we should spend more tax dollars on it.
Right.
Like
Yes.
the economical
You should
benefit.
invest in that. Yeah.
the economical benefit that it brings to the
Population
state.
retention in our state is worse than any state in the country right now. Dead last. People are leaving, and they're leaving quickly. They can get higher salaries elsewhere. There's a more diverse job market in other places. You had a better chance to get, different jobs that a lot of different people can do, not just one or two industries. Okay. There's better quality of life in other states. We are dead ass last in keeping people in our state. So one of the things that actually keeps people here is LSU athletics.
Yep.
Right. And so to continue to try to attack that to make the name for yourself, like, go fly a kite with it,
Yeah.
because we're not here for it.
Beat it, nerds.
And that's all you're probably going to get here. Okay. Because that's what you want. That's what you want.
I
Like, you
know.
want all these shows, what you've done,
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about
well, I
you,
know. We just
bringing
gotta-
your name up.
Yeah.
No, like I definitely it's not like I want to give her attention, but it's like you have to talk about it,
to your
and
point,
also
you
like
bring it up.
Yeah, you have to bring it up, and also like the thing is so stupid that like people have to know that not everybody thinks that this is a good idea, and not like I think both opinions need to be talked about. You know, like we think it's dumb, period. And it's very much a page out of Bob Mann's book, where anytime people get something good in athletics, some like money gets raised in athletics, or they get a new locker room or whatever, he's like, but what about the library? Why don't you ask like actually the actual government to help with the library? Why would LSU athletics, LSU football makes all this money off of TV, like donors, private donors, whatever, to be able to have that in their facilities? Why would they take their money and give it to the library? Yeah. Like she's just taking a page out of his book. Yeah.
Well, and like again, I kind of feel like this is all like, simple to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out like what they're trying to pull back the curtain on, because again, we know it's $20.5 million, and you could say, yeah, but that's LSU. How much of the tax money is going there? See how much tax money was sent to Louisiana State University, and you have a general idea. Again, you're not going to find out what each individual player makes, but I don't really see how this is an issue that they're trying to figure out.
Mm-hmm. She's looking for I keep singling her out. It's three of them. Like they keep looking for a gotcha moment that they're probably not going to get. I just don't really feel like a lot of tax dollars are going to paying student athletes. Like, I just don't think that that's a thing.
Last thing, are other states, have other states done this, I guess?
No.
This is the first of its kind.
This could set a precedent.
Trendsetters, look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
They're out here trying to talk to their manager. Bunch of Karens out here.
Yeah.
Can I I don't want to talk about her or that group anymore.
Yeah.
Just shine a light. Can I end this segment on just a little bit more lighthearted government talk?
Sure.
Okay. There was a report. So we're done with the LSU thing. We're done talking about that.
Okay.
This is a good transition to something I read yesterday and made me laugh.
The way he's setting this up.
Huh? I just want to make sure we're done with that. Okay. Government spending, a little bit of government waste. There's always government waste, right? Mm-hmm. The Pentagon reportedly, in this past September, spent $22 million on steak and lobster at the Pentagon itself. So the September for most of the government and the military is like the end of their fiscal year, so they have to have the end of year funds, like a use it or lose it type situation, which most state funds do. All different colors of money, like you got to spend it or you don't get that same. So like you find ways to spend it. You want to talk about some government waste here? They spent $15.1 million in ribeye steaks.
Hell yeah.
$6.9 million in lobster tails. $2 million in Alaskan king crabs. $1 million in salmon. $139,000 on donuts. A lot of donuts.
$1 million in salmon. Salmon ain't that expensive. $1 million in salmon is insane.
I mean, and $124,000 in just ice cream machines. That's in the 1 month of September because they needed to use it or they lose it.
But let's find out if they're paying student athletes. Yeah. This cannot happen.
But Louisiana's annual state budget of almost $54 billion. Let's see if they threw someone at 20.
I got to tell you, the money on the donuts is well spent. Donuts are great.
They're delicious.
Like I'm okay with that.
The ice cream machine, actually, I like that.
Do you spell donuts D-O-N-U-T-S or D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T-S?
D-O-N-U-T-S.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stop trying to do too much.
Not trying to church it.
Yeah.
It's not Joe Dierte, it's Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Thank Europe.
All right. I'm excited to take a break. I'm excited to talk baseball. LSU baseball and student athletes of LSU baseball when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GoTommies.com. G-E-A-U-X, Tommies with a Y.com.
Yo, Tommy.
Thank you. Good Lord. You'll clearly see the difference when you go to the website, and you are going to see what they can do for you. A gallery of work right there on the homepage. You can check out testimonials of past clients. You can see the awards year after year after year. They stack banners over at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. So go check out what they can do for you. Each different section is going to have its own tab, right, depending on what you need. Or maybe you need all three of those. And if you need even something different, like gutters, they do that as well. Go to GoTommies.com.
GoTommies.com. The best windows, doors, sidings around. So if you got a project happening, make sure you give them a call. We know you might get a couple prices. You might call different companies to do the work, but make sure you give Tommy's a call and see why they win award after award after award, because they are the best service, the best product, lifetime warranty. Go Tommy's.com.
T-Pain, Young Jock. Hey, she snapping.
Snap your fingers, please there. You can do it all by yourself. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you, let me buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain, you know me. Convict music, never boy.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
You rolling with me, back to the crib. Show you how I live it. Let's get drunk and forget what we did. I'ma buy you a drink. I'ma take you home with me. I got money in the bank. I be in the great Cadillac. We in the bed like we in the bed like.
All right, welcome back in OTB. Live from the Raising Cane studio. I wonder where all that money we gave California went. We gave them a lot. A lot of money.
Narcan vending machines.
Yeah.
USC
have those?
athletic program.
Yeah, bro.
They do.
Oh, I
California.
missed that.
That's how much people are like
Yeah, they have 'em,
overdosing
yeah.
that they literally give out
West
Narcan.
Hollywood, like you'll walk up and there'll be one, boom, right there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Man,
Anyways.
you truly do learn something new every day. I didn't know this was a thing.
They have them out in
Classic.
Livingston.
They probably do. No, we can't afford vending machines. What are we talking about?
Oh my gosh. Anyways, before we get to little LSU baseball taking on Vanderbilt, I want to remind you, Pelican Roofing does a lot more than just take care of roofs here in Louisiana. They take care of the community too. So right now they've got something really cool going on, and it's called Run for Rufus. It's a fundraiser where their mascot, Rufus, is running a 5K every day for 30 days to help raise money for someone in our community going through a really tough time. So all the donations go directly to help that family with medical bills and recovery costs so they can focus on getting better and not have the stress of how they're going to pay for it. If you want to help out or you want to learn more information, the story behind it, and who that is going to this year, runforrufus.com. RUNFORROOFUS.com. Runforrufus.com. Pelican Roofing, quality through the roof. All right, LSU baseball heading to Nashville. Already in Nashville. We caught up with Jay Johnson yesterday. And always enjoy our conversations with Jay, but certainly enjoyed it yesterday because he's very transparent. He doesn't try to hide from anything. Like he talked about some of the challenges that they've already faced this year. But as we all know, we've been LSU baseball fans and covered them long enough to know that now is when it matters the most. This 10-week grind of going through SEC play, and you do have a pretty good opportunity. Now, I would not have said that before the year because it was Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's 11-7 right now. Vanderbilt is struggling. They've had multiple losing streaks in this season. If you can go on the road and you can win the series, and I don't care what it looks like, just win the series, we are talking about a different feeling when you get back to Baton Rouge than what we currently feel right now. You dropped a series to Sacramento State. You lost to McNeese. You lost to ULL. You lost to Northeastern. We know all of that. All right? Now, you look like you were about to lose to Creighton as well, but we saw something different. We saw a young player get up to the plate and hit a grand slam, and we saw some juices. Then we saw Jake Brown get up, and he hit another home run, okay? So that part of it you like as you head to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt. But if you come back home and you win 2 of 3 games, and then, look, Oklahoma's record right now is good, but you'll be back in the box with some momentum against Oklahoma, a winnable series, and the math kind of changes for what we're talking about here. That feeling that we had on Monday night before you get a Tuesday win, all right, some of that starts to go away a little bit. It's going to take guys stepping up, and young guys on this team have stepped up. be it on the field or off the field, like we talked about with Jay Johnson yesterday. So I'm excited for it. I want to see the Tigers go out there and compete. If it's not going to be the guys that we, counted on, use the air quotes there, because, look, plans change in baseball. It's a sport of failure. You've got to deal with it, and then you got to come back, and you got to go through adversity, and you have to thrive on the other side. So Santiago Garcia, we didn't have him on the bingo card the other night. He came in and he dealed. All right? He's ready to step up. Who else is ready to follow? That's going to be what I'm watching this weekend. Who's ready to step up and say, no more of that? Because it can't just be Jake Brown all year long. He's going to need some help. And he's playing his you-know-what off right now. But he's going to need some other guys to step up around him. Right? What Garcia was able to do to come in the other night. And Sheeran actually had a pretty good outing as well.
No, but I feel like I expect that from Sheeran, though.
Yeah.
Like I expect Sheeran to go out there and have a good outing. Santiago Garcia was impressive because we hadn't really seen that from him before. So I was he was the one thing that stood out to me whenever we won against Creighton the other night. Yeah. He came in and shut it down.
And now he's done that.
Yeah.
Who's some other guys that can do that?
To your point about Sheeran,
you can't just be on the LSU baseball roster and spectate.
Right.
Like that can't. We used to talk about that in football all the time. Hey, bud, if you're on scholarship here, and you're not playing, find a way to play.
Yeah.
Find a way to get on the field. Is it a core 4 special teams war daddy? Whatever it is, buddy, we need everybody here.
Yeah.
And we used to call guys out. We need you to do more. It's okay sometimes if you do it in the right way.
Yeah.
That's what LSU baseball, they need some guys that weren't expected to be the guys to give you something.
To your point about Sheeran, opponents are hitting 71 against him, as in .071. That's incredible. Now, it's 7 appearances, just 9 innings, but 17 strikeouts in those 9 innings, giving up virtually nothing. That's another guy out of the pen. And, Jake, you were just talking about Jake Brown. Look, I know Vandy's 11-7, but you were talking about how somebody outside of Jake Brown needs to step up. Vandy's been pretty good at it. I mean, they had 8 guys in their lineup batting 300 or better on the year. It's amazing that they're 11-7 like they are because their batting lineup's been really good. I mean, 44 home runs, 36 doubles, 318 as a team. They've been really good. And then, look, when you look at the matchup on the mound, I think you got a big advantage on Saturday and Sunday. And I think that's what does it for you, and that's why you've liked the pitching rotation. Tonight, you're going to see Connor Fennell for Vanderbilt. He's really good. I mean, 3.80 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 3 balls, 2-0 record. He's good. But the guy you're going against Saturday is going to be Wyatt Nadu. I mean, he has a 0 ERA, but he's only thrown in 11 innings, 15 strikeouts, 6 balls. So he hadn't had a ton of extended outings. And then William Schmidt is your Sunday guy. You have an advantage almost every single Sunday. 2.45 ERA, you're going against Nate Taylor, 4.91 ERA. Schmidt, 33 strikeouts, 4 balls. Nate Taylor, 24 strikeouts, 12 balls. So, Friday's going to be a battle because Connor Fennell's great, but Cooper Moore and William Schmidt probably have the advantage on the mound in this matchup.
I agree with kind of what you're saying, Jake, about somebody needs to step up that we didn't think's going to, but I also think somebody needs to step up that we think would. I think that you got guys in the lineup that were integral in winning a national championship last year that have not played like that. You got guys that you brought in to be an immediate impact that have not played like that.
Too. Yeah.
We need the people that we thought would be there and make an impact to start making an impact. Stephen Milam has been hitting the ball hard, making contact. It just has not fallen. At some point, it's going to fall. We need Stephen Milam to become Monster Milam again.
Right.
Yeah. He has played well in the field.
250 right now.
He has played really well in the field, played defense. We have not played great on defense. Jay Johnson, I know sometimes he puts a better bat in there instead of and maybe kind of loses the glove a little bit. Well, the better bats aren't being better bats, so put the better glove out there.
Yeah.
We just kind of need baseball is such a mental sport. Jay talks about that on this show a lot of he's part-time coach, part-time psychologist. You have to figure out these are young men that are trying to figure out how to, play on a new team. Every team, every single year is a different team. Of course, people graduating, but people coming in and transferring in. College baseball, college athletics is so much different year to year. They have to figure out how to get to adversity. They have to mentally get past the point because it's not a talent issue. baseball, it's always a mental issue, right? You get cold, momentum. There's momentum swings, and sometimes they can last for days, games. They can last for weeks. LSU baseball will figure it out. Now, will they figure it out before they put themselves too far back? Like, it's just kind of when they figure out. Do multiple people figure it out at the same time? It can't just be, like you said, Jake Brown, awesome, batting, what, 415 throughout the season. So we just need the guys that we thought.
Well, he's hitting 413. The next closest is Derek Curiel at 329.
Right.
And then you go from 329 to
like
288. Yeah, with York. So, you know who I want to see like a little bit more of is Yaman. And I know
maybe in like a DH role.
Well, I know there hasn't been like a lot, and I know it was only a couple of bats, but I'm like, got on base twice, looked comfortable in the box. Because, and I say that more of in what I'm talking about of
somebody step up.
If you're not going to do it, we got to try somebody else.
Yeah.
And he's been here for a couple of years, hasn't gotten a lot of runs since he transfers from Dayton, but he got on base twice.
Mm-hmm.
He had quality at bats. All right, let's see what you got. And I'm not saying that you roll him out there all weekend, but guys like that, and that's why he got it the other night.
No, but you
They're
can
gonna start
try
getting
it out.
opportunities.
Like, yeah, you can try it out. You can DH him and see what happens because you kind of don't really even have
the latter innings last game out.
Yeah.
Too.
Because you really don't even have somebody that I feel like has solidified themselves to be the DH.
Yeah.
Now, LSU might have right now their pitching stats look a little better than LSU's do, Vandy's. But I think that LSU has the pitching advantage over Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, like Taylor said, they are hitting very well right now. Braden Holcomb has 10 home runs on the season, 31 RBI already. Yeah. Right under him, Brody Johnston has 7 home runs already. The only person that's like putting those numbers up is Jake Brown with 9.
Yeah. So Jay said they moved their fences in too.
Yeah.
A little bit and they're hitting some bombs. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I think that LSU, like, you have every opportunity to go to Nashville and win. It's going to be tough, but you have every opportunity to go into Nashville and win this series.
You know who I want to see go out there and be a bulldog is Casey Evans as well.
Yeah.
I know the ERA 4.66, not maybe what we expected, but still, like
this is early innings.
Yeah, when you dive into it, I mean, he's 19 1/3, still struck out 30 guys.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, those numbers obviously are really good. Now 7 walks, you got to cut that down, but you're starting to kind of see. I mean, batting average against is still 189.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he gets in trouble kind of early,
yeah.
and then he settles in. And we have to remember, this is like a new role for him as well. Like he goes from being the stopper.
Yeah.
To being the Friday night guy, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and he's gotten better his last few outings too.
Yeah, he has definitely, and I like what Jay said. I don't remember if it was about Kaysen or Cowan, but he said something like, because they're both generally like end of the like middle relief or closers or whatever. He was like, go out there and close this inning, just close this inning.
Right.
So if you're gonna go out there in the first inning, close the first inning, close the second, close the third, etc. Like. I know it's different coming out the pen versus starting, but I think he's starting to finally get his feet under him, and we'll probably see a better outing from Kaysen than we have recently. And I do think it takes him a couple innings to just kind of get in his rhythm.
I feel like closers are adrenaline junkies.
Yes.
Right? They thrive in that. They want that. So you gotta calm the nerves a little bit. You can't have that adrenaline pumping in that first inning.
Well,
so it's a little bit different.
We tried this with Zach Hess a few years back when Maneri was here. He was a freshman closer. He was electric out of the bullpen. You made the national championship. Now you lost Florida, but you made it all the way there. The next year, you tried Hess as your Friday night guy, and it didn't work. You wound up having to put him back in the bullpen, but it feels different with Evans. Evans is getting the hang of it. His outings have extended a little bit.
Yeah, closers to me, like for like a football analogy, are like Cam Scattaboo a little bit.
No, absolutely.
Bang your head against the wall.
Crayon eaters.
Crayon eaters, lick the windows, all the stuff.
And it's like you don't want the personality of Cam Scattaboo playing quarterback for you. There's roles for everybody.
I mean, Jackson Dart.
but he ain't on that level.
This window tastes like red.
Did you say red?
Like a red crayon.
Y'all got me down a rabbit hole of looking at Zach Hess and his minor league career. He only made it to AA. Never AAA.
It was fun, though.
He's a great Tiger, though.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great Tiger.
Yeah, he was.
Will always be a great Tiger.
You said it, man.
Mm-hmm. Not was.
You said it, man.
You said it, Mike.
All right, we'll continue talking that little LSU SEC baseball, kind of give you an idea of what's going on around the league as well. But a great opportunity for LSU, a Vanderbilt team right now that is still trying to figure out themselves. Again, 11-7 on the season. If LSU can go win a series on the road in the SEC in baseball, you all know how very important that is, certainly to start your year. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
The girl them skill arty. Thunderball, some give it to, some give it to, some give it to our girls. 5 million and 40 naughty shorty. Baby girl, all my girls, all my girls. Thunderball say, well, on the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
You can be the mom. Because the girl them broke out on the floor. From you don't wanna work this performer. From you don't wanna man where can't turn you on. Girl make I see you when them upon ya. Can't stand for the long, nah eat no yam, no steamed fish, nah no green banana. But down in Jamaica we give it to you hot like a sauna. Well, on the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right temperature.
All right, welcome back in OTB. You're live from the Raising Cane studio.
One that thinks of Madagascar when they hear this song.
Yes.
I don't think it was in Madagascar, but when King Julian sings, he sounds like Sean Paul. Always thought that.
Why are you watching Madagascar?
Have you seen it, Jake? It's good. I've seen 1 and 2.
Okay.
He does.
He asked that because you know
You don't have kids.
you don't have children.
When
yet.
King Julian, what is he, a lemur? When he sings, he sounds like, I think he sounds like Sean Paul.
Okay. All right. Well, just know you're going to have to rewatch everything that you're watching right now, and more than once.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. There's going to be a movie that you get for a month, and it's going to be the month movie.
It's cool.
You know?
And you won't go back to it for a couple of years.
But you'll find your way back
You'll go back.
eventually. It's going to happen. I want to remind you that March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. And it's a good reminder that colon cancer is one of the most common cancers, but it's also one of the most preventable when caught early. So screening can actually find small growths before they ever turn into cancer, which is why doctors recommend adults getting screened at 45 years old. And if you have a family history or you're going through some symptoms, you need to get checked right now. So don't wait, get checked. A colonoscopy is still the best screening tool, but for some people, there are simple at-home tests that may be an option. The key is talking with your doctor. Having a relationship with a primary care provider helps make sure you're getting the right screenings at the right time. So schedule your appointment today with Ochsner at ochsner.org/schedule or through the My Ochsner app. Again, schedule your appointment at ochsner.org/schedule or through the My Ochsner app.
I don't know if I clarify something real quick.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm scared.
Well, you shouldn't be scared. I had a little feedback in the chat a couple segments ago, and I was talking about the Pentagon spending money.
Yes.
I wanted to clarify something.
Okay.
I wasn't saying that was a bad thing.
No.
I want them to buy more steaks and more lobsters because I do know that they do give troops that are getting deployed a nice meal before. And I think they should do more of it.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You're good.
I just wanted to make sure that was out there.
You're trying to point out how hypocritical people are.
Yeah.
Dude, we said we like donuts. Jake even asked us how we spell it.
Absolutely.
I'm not criticizing
They should buy
that.
more. I think they should have more ice cream machines.
The point was that there are probably bigger fish to fry than LSU athletics.
Yep.
Like, there's so much corruption in the state. I'm not really worried about if my tax dollars are paying student athletes or not.
And also think like
true.
when the government spending, they use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Funds, it's kind of dumb. Like, just give them a budget. And like, if they save money, they're great.
Right.
Also,
Have it roll
roll it over.
Yeah,
to
don't
next
go
year.
over.
Roll
Yeah.
it over. Like, come on.
Like, we
It
don't,
is kinda
like,
dumb.
Louisiana's a rainy day fund. They don't have that nationally.
Yeah. Anyway, all the steaks. Let's go.
Get them all the steaks. I agree.
Who knows?
You're going to go ship them off to
and
the
you know
other
us-
side of the world to go.
Yeah, I know. And you know we like to track the pizza sales. I don't know what the pizza sale. They didn't even say that.
Dude,
You
they
sent
have
us one,
surged.
what, like last week?
Oh yeah,
They
sent
were
you one
surging last week.
Yeah, the Pentagon Pizza Tracker was popping off last week.
You know the pizza places around there. They don't want anything major to happen, but also they're like, man, we kind of need something to happen here.
Actually, if like the majority of my tax dollars went to supporting the troops and veterans that come home, I would be completely okay with that.
Yep. Daniel Bastian, you're absolutely right. More can be done to support the troops.
100%.
During post-service, too. Absolutely.
No, it's like the most important part of it is post, I think.
I'm with you. Fully get behind that.
100%.
Thank you for your service, for everybody who served. We love you. And we appreciate you.
I did mention that we'd give all the SEC baseball series this weekend. So just a quick overpass here. Tennessee at Georgia, Alabama at Kentucky, South Carolina at Florida, LSU at Vanderbilt, Mississippi State at Arkansas, Auburn at Missouri, Texas A&M at Oklahoma, Ole Miss at Texas. And then, let's see, Alabama.
That's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, Alabama is at Kentucky. I want to make sure I had that right. I know you're looking forward to Ole Miss, Texas. How about, though, Mississippi State at Arkansas? Number 3 versus number 5.
Well, because we were talking about it a little bit yesterday. Like, we didn't expect Arkansas, the slow start that they got off to either, but I mean, it's still a talented team.
Yeah, I mean,
Mississippi State is looking really good early in the season. They got Ace Reese, who's just lighting the ball up. So I think Mississippi State is set to make a bit of a run. We'll see how far it goes, but they're hitting really well.
Yeah, that'd be a good series. A&M Oklahoma is going to be a good series too. We're going to give, I think, LSU fans a pretty good idea of where Oklahoma is before they come to the box.
How about from a record standpoint? I think LSU Vanderbilt's like the worst matchup in the SEC.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Yeah,
I mean, South Carolina, Florida, maybe.
Yeah.
South Carolina by themselves.
Right there with it. But Vandy does, like, very bottom of the league. So big weekend. It always is, opening weekend of SEC baseball with some marquee matchups. And we're going to be able to see where the Tigers are against unranked Vanderbilt. Again, not something we say very often over the last couple of years, decade. Vanderbilt not ranked as we go into SEC play. We still are going to have Jay Clark on, head coach, LSU Gymnastics, in our number 3. We pushed it back, went long, obviously, in the opening segment, talking about LSU getting sued. And so we are going to have Coach Clark on. We'll step away. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you go to the website today, you can see cases they can handle for you in the courtroom, past client results, all that information right there at your fingertips. You also can have a chat with a live agent right there on the homepage of the website, getgordon.com. When you go to social media, you're probably going to see a lot of the G team. You're going to see a lot of Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys doing big things in the local communities. Always doing something, right? It's throughout the state of Louisiana as well. So if you're trying to get in contact with them on the phone, it's your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Yeah, always doing something in the community because there's truly like a sense of caring for people in Louisiana. That's why Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, if you have been injured, let them fight for you. Let them get exactly what you did. Let them help you. Give them a call. Go see them at getgordon.com.
Hello. What happened? Welcome back in. OTB. It's Friday and stuff.
Run, 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 run.
Is this Rihanna's first song?
No, Umbrella was, right?
I think,
Umbrella was like,
Umbrella is like.
Let's see. It was one of her first hits.
This was all like in the same. In my brain, it all blends together.
Yeah.
This song came out in. I don't know.
I think I told y'all the story. We placed in 2000. I guess it was 2008 season. We went to the Super Bowl. It was in South Beach. Was that the Saints Super Bowl?
Yeah.
This was 05.
Yeah.
This was 05?
This was
08
05.
was Saints Super Bowl, yes.
Okay, so we were in Miami, and we got invited to go to a Rihanna concert at a club.
At the club?
And I was like, oh, is that Umbrella song? I'm like, hell yeah. I want to go hear that Umbrella song. We got there at midnight. We left at 4 a.m. She had still taken the stage.
You tried.
I tried. She came on. I heard she came on at 5. That's a little ridiculous.
That is egregious.
I've never.
Back in my day, see? Back in my day, Bing Crosby would have been on that stage. He'd have been tap dancing for 30 minutes.
And in bed by 9.
At the Holiday Inn, you see? Hey, we're coming back. Hour number 3. Who knows what's going to happen on OTB?
Off the bench.